Alrighty, Josh, you wanted to see how this is done? I got you, my brother. So today we are making a 10-inch cheesecake. Alright, so we're using a 10-inch springform pan. Springform pan because it is a pan that opens up. It has a spring latch. Okay? Opens up this way. You're able to take the cheesecake out without destroying it. Okay? And you put it down and you latch. Okay? See? Easy breezy. 1, 2, 3. So the first thing we are starting with is our graham cracker crust. Because this is a 10-inch, we have used 2 cups of graham cracker. Okay, I have mixed in precisely just maybe about a tablespoon of sugar with this graham cracker crust. We'll have the box get it for you. Yep. See, again, I think I told this to you at work. I just used the regular box graham crackers. Okay, it's the exact same as using regular graham crackers that you choose to crush up and break up. Literally, there's no difference between this and that, okay? This just saves you at least about a good 10 minutes, all right? So we've mixed this up, and now, having mixed the tablespoon of sugar in this graham cracker, as well as some cinnamon to give it a little burst, we're going to put 5 tablespoons of butter, melted butter, into this graham cracker, okay? And what this does is bind it and give it some real consistency, okay? So that's what this looks like, okay? And we're going to mix this up and put the pan aside. We're going to mix this up. Once this is all complete, it will have a nice texture, and it's going to go, of course, on the bottom and the sides of the springform pan, okay? 2 cups of graham cracker equals 5 tablespoons of butter. Okay. Cheesecake is a very lovely thing to make. It's a time-consuming thing to make, but well worth it, in my humble opinion. So I'm making this 10-inch, this will be a 10-inch strawberry cheesecake for another one of our co-workers. Okay. And I've only had a couple of people actually order a 10-inch cheesecake. And it's kind of big. It's pretty huge. And usually people get that size, you know, for parties and other things. So as I'm continuing to blend this mix, I just want to add a couple of other things, my brother. That being that we are making a 10-inch cheesecake, I have used 5 bricks of cream cheese. As you can see, 5 bricks of cream cheese and 4 eggs, okay? Because you need all of that, because it is indeed a very large cheesecake, all right? So, in finishing mixing this up, you are, of course, able to vary the level of eggs as you wish. Eggs help give it thickness and texture. The cream cheese amount for a 10-inch cheesecake, I don't recommend using any less than 4 bricks. All right. Some people use more than 5. That's up to you. But I think 5 to me is the golden number. So now that we've got this mix, this is what it should look like. Do that for you. Okay. A nice conservative mix right there. So now that we've done that, we're going to pour this in here. Pour this in our springform pan. Make sure it's mixed up well. And this gives us So as you can see here, it's all in here. All right. Look, I'm still learning how to make food videos, bro. So don't cuss me out too bad. All right. So I am spreading this around. Okay. And mind you, this is the first food video I've ever made, and you should give yourself a pat on the back because you are the one who actually gave me the push to do it. Never really thought about making food videos before. Figured there was already enough of them on YouTube and on the net as well. But, I figured I might as well get into that foray too, in addition to history and political science and law. You know, the things I already do. Okay? So, why not the food video? But at any rate, thanks to you for your inspiration and letting me get a chance to do this. And this one granted, is for you, but undoubtedly there will be more to come. Okay, so now right here, and I'll lift the camera up. Now, as I say, this is what this should look like once it's all finished, okay? Your cheesecake lines the bottom, okay, and the sides. And this part right here. Okay. This part right here completes the creation of the crust. Yes, my hands are entirely immaculate here. They are immaculate as immaculate can be, all right? Now, you want to press this down. Reason I use the bare hand method is because, believe it or not, this has a tendency to stick to gloves. There is no greater tool in the process of baking and cooking in general than thy hands, okay? And you are able to flatten and push this down thoroughly against the sides of the pan. Flatten it completely. Be it known for the record, I would never, ever, 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 ever prepare and give anyone food that I would not myself eat. Okay? We always work in a sanitary manner. So with that in mind, we have, doesn't that, look at this, look at this. Does that not look beautiful, man? Does that not look beautiful? That is our crust. And that is the result of us pushing this down, flattening it, kneading it essentially with our hands and fingers, making it tight and just right. Okay? This is how you do. And remember, we used 2 cups of graham cracker crust to get this, and 5 tablespoons of butter. Okay, look at that. Look at that, man. Doesn't that just look beautiful? So, now that we have done this, we are going to put this in the oven. It's 117. We're going to put this in the oven, and we're going to let it harden for at least 10 minutes. Put this out of the way. Now, now we get to the good part, the nitty gritty, the part you were really asking me about, and that is the cream cheese. So, put this aside. Matter of fact, let me take care of the eggs right now. So again, we're using, and I hope you've got an abundance of time to look at this, because you know this is making a cheesecake. Again, is very detailed, so you know the prep work is where all the agony comes in. So first thing I'm going to do is break these 4 eggs and put them in this pouring cup. So here. Reason I'm doing this now is because I want this already. I don't want to have to stop and break these eggs and put them in here during the time of the actual preparation of the cheesecake mix. 117. Okay, keep our timer on that crust in the oven. So now we've broken these 4 eggs, put them in here. Followed by hand washing. I swear I must wash my hands about 12, 13 times during the process of making a cheesecake, because I so strongly believe in sanitary procedure. So, these are 4 eggs. They've all been broken. We're going to put these aside. Somewhere over here. Okay, we're going to put these aside over her. Now, with that in mind, bear with me for a second. Now we're going to put our 5 bricks of cream cheese in here. Wipe off the counter. 5 bricks of cream cheese. This is the ta-ta-ta-ta part, so to speak. All right. So we're going to open up each and every one of these. And again, I'm no expert at making food videos, so please bear with me here. This is completely new to me. Okay. But like I said, you've got me onto something here, so it's not like I'm going to never again do this. So we're going to take the cream cheese. It's been softening, by the way, on my counter for about a good almost 2 hours now. You want to take the cream cheese out and let it soften for at least about an hour, hour and a half. Makes it far easier to mix. If you do not, you run the risk of having lumpy cream cheese, and cream cheese that is very difficult to mix. Okay. That one, same thing with all 5 of these. 5, I remember you asking me at work. 5 regular 8-ounce bricks of cream cheese, same ones you see in the supermarket. I recommend going to Giant, where you can get the two pack for like $3.50. You know, save you a little bit of money rather than buying. And of course, it's the Giant brand, not Philadelphia. But keep in mind, bro, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, full fat cream cheese. All right. And you might wonder why I'm not throwing these cream cheese packs away. Well, they've still got hella cream cheese on them. And yes, we don't believe in wasting in Chateau Juarez. Therefore, we will be using all of that cream cheese. A lot of it. Yes, we will be using a lot. All right. Okay, so that's that. That's the 4th brick. Last but not least, the 5th brick. All right. And when you finish looking at this, Josh, now I'm only recording insofar as much as showing you how to make this bad boy. As for the end result of what it looks like, of course, I'll put the picture on Facebook and Instagram. But this is pursuant to what you asked me at work, exactly how you make this joint. So you see we got our 5 bricks of cream cheese. Oops, sorry about that. 5 bricks of cream cheese in here. Now we're going to scrape this remaining cream cheese from the packs as much as you can. Remember, we don't believe in wasting. Waste not, want not. You have grandparents that grew up during the Great Depression. Yeah, you don't believe in wasting. All right. I know all of mine did. So now, I'm gonna scrape that, put it in. Sorry, scrape that, put it all in the bowl. That's 1 pack. Put that aside. And again, you don't have to do this. This is totally optional. If you don't want to use all this cream cheese that's left on the pack, that's on you. But like I said, I can't waste all that perfectly good cream cheese. It's going right in there too. All right, so we're scraping. And this is, my spatula is not touching the counter, by the way. All right, so even though the counter is clean, I always sanitize my counters very well before I cook. So all right, we're getting all of that. Now, and for the record, that crust is smelling mighty good. Smells like gingerbread cookies in the oven. All right. Once that's done, we're going to take that out and put it aside. Save it for a little later when we put our cheesecake mix in there. Okay. Like I said, making a cheesecake is not hard, Josh. It's just a lot of steps, and you know, it's a lot of more waiting than anything. once it's complete. All right. Like I said, it's time consuming, and I'll add to that later on in the video what I meant regarding the waiting. Okay. So now you see we've gotten all of the, or as much as possible, of the cream cheese out of the packets, off the spatula, into the bowl. Okay. And this is what it looks like. Okay, all this cream cheese. Okay. So we're gonna put this aside. That there. Now we're going to add a cup and a half of sugar to this cream cheese. All right. And we've got 5 bricks of cream cheese. I'm going to add a cup and a half. About a cup and a half right here. Now, that being done and said, we get to the happy place part. Okay. You see it? Let me get you a quick close up. Okay, this is what this looks like. Again, see it all? All right. So now we have the high honor and distinct privilege of mixing this stuff up. This is the enjoyable step, right? Put that cinnamon away. Okay, now turn your mixer on. And we're going to blend this. Depending on how soft you let your cream cheese get, will depend on how easy this process is. Okay? Remember, you're mixing up 5 bricks of cream cheese with sugar. You see I keep stopping because it's still somewhat dense, but it's soft enough to mix. Okay? Kind of like, I would say, trying to put a coat on a toddler that doesn't want to put the coat on. Eventually it'll get there, but it might struggle a little bit at first. Like I said before, the softer you let your cream cheese get, the easier this process is. Okay? Okay. And this is what it looks like so far. You know, it's very whipped cream cheese. It's still got a long way to go though. By the time this is done, the texture should be very silky and smooth. You can always turn the mixer up to help facilitate this. Pause that for 1 second. Let's take our crust out. Okay. Our crust is out, and this is what that looks like. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? Nice and golden and brown, right? Delicious, and it smells like a gingerbread house in the middle of the woods in the wintertime. Smells wonderful. Okay? Now, with that in mind, we put this aside, let it cool, and let it firm. Our oven, by the way, my oven is set at 300 degrees because my oven, like I said, gets as hot as the sun. So therefore, it needs not be put too high to achieve the same results. So, pardon my counter space issue here. So I'm going to put that right there, not too far from us. Now, Gonna continue whipping this cream cheese. Now during this time, you will also take a spatula and scrape off the sides to make sure that it's well mixed and that everything is there. You're not leaving anything behind. What you have left, you scrape on the side and mix, put it back in. Use a good plastic spatula for this. Okay. Alrighty. So once you do that, want to keep mixing. See as you're going, see how silky and smooth it's getting. At the highest setting. To the point where your cream cheese almost looks like cake frosting. Smooth and silky as cake frosting. That's about good enough. So you see, put this up for you. You see how this looks, all right? It has basically the texture of cake batter, all right? Very smooth, silky, and creamy, all right? This is what your cream cheese batter looks like for your cheesecake, okay? And this is, to me, the most enjoyable part, whipping the cream cheese and the sugar together. This part determines in a significant amount how beautiful your cheesecake will be. So that's done. Now we add our vanilla. In this case, I'm using 3 tablespoons. That's 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons. Yeah, I've been doing it long enough to know the measurements without needing to use the cups for that type of stuff. We mix that together. Yep, good to go. Now, the vanilla is mixed in. We now add our huevos, or eggs, 1 at a time, and just enough to mix them in. Remember, I told you at work, when it comes to the eggs, too much air in the batter can cause the cheesecake to crack. So we're just going to mix these eggs in here 1 at a time until they're just barely mixed in. Okay? That was one of them. The mixer is on its lowest setting, by the way. Second one. Mix that in. That's mixed in, okay? We had the third one. Okay. See, our batter is still very, it's the eggs thickening our batter even more. Don't be scared to mix it up, mix it in well, okay? Last but not least, our fourth egg. Get all that egg out of there. Waste not, want not. We're gonna mix this up. Once all that's mixed, all right. Once all that'll take a toll on your arm, real stuff. All right, so once all that's mixed, you do this again. You scrape the sides again to make sure everything is all mixed up. What you do not want, my brother, is lumps and things that should not be in there unmixed. Okay, so you want to take this and you want to scrape. Move this out the way for you. So you want to take this and scrape the sides of the pan thoroughly. Take this and mix. Essentially, this is it. You're done. All right. Because of that, you're going to turn on the hot water. Remember I told you about a water bath. Keep the cheesecake from cracking. I'm going to turn on hot water and let that get scalding hot. Okay. So I'm just, in the meantime, while that water is getting scalding hot, mixing up this batter, making sure everything is fully mixed in, making sure there's no lumps, no dumps, no bumps. Exactly, let's see. So in mixing this in, see, you got a lot of it on your spatula. Do what we did before and just scrape it all off on the sides and put it all in. Okay. Mix it up with the mixer. One more good mix. Just to make sure everything is all mixed and done. And wunderbar. Wunderbar. It is done. You take these beaters, knock them on the side, get all the stuff off of them. Put them in the sink. We're done with that. We're done with the mixer. Discharge that. Put it aside as well. Okay? So, that being said and done, this is what your mixture looks like. Okay? It is a... I hope this is ouch, sorry. Hope this is a good enough visible eye range for you. See that this is what a healthy batter looks like once it's done. Okay. It's thick, creamy, slightly yellowish. This is for a 10-inch plain cheesecake. Okay. So once all that is said and done, Throw the rest of these aside. First, we're going to set up this water bath. Now, like I told you, we're going to use a roasting pan for this. Fill it with scalding hot water, virtually next to boiling, if you will. And I'm filling this almost to the brim. All right. This is, you can see the steam jumping from it, steaming hot. Okay. I'm going to put this in the lower echelon of my oven, the lower rack. When you do this, be very careful. The water is hot, the oven is hot. Remember, my oven is set at 300 degrees. Which is hot enough, believe me. Close the oven. Now, next, we're going to wrap our cheesecake pan with aluminum foil on the bottom to remove all possibility of any leaks, though it's not likely to occur. We don't want to encourage it either. So it does not have to be perfectly uniform around the sides, but certainly just enough to cover the base of the pan. It should look like this, all right, at the very minimum, something like this. Because the 10-inch pan is kind of big, so, you know, yeah. Might need to wrap it with a couple of pieces. And this is what you have. Okay, your cheesecake pan is wrapped up. Now for the grand finale, we pour our batter in here. Okay, hello. So we pull that and pour it in here. You see our batter is very thick and creamy. Just pour it on in and spread it all out. Pour it in and spread it out. Okay, let's pour it in here. Now, scraping and you're getting every single possible little iota of batter off the spatula. Use a butter knife to accomplish this objective. It's thin and very easy to do. All right, put that back over there. Try to get like I said, every single drop of your batter into this pan. Okay. And once you do that, you're going to spread the cream cheese out. Make sure it is all covered and everything is good. And this is what your final product looks like before you put it in the oven. Okay, a nice creamy batter in the pan. Before I put it in the oven and be done with it, put that aside. I will now put it in the oven. It is now 144. And this is going to need to cook for at least about an hour and 10-15 minutes minimum because it's a large cheesecake. Okay. So I'm going to put this in the oven now. So that's about 75 to 80 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I've placed it. Let me show you this. Okay. So as you can see, it's in the oven. Water bath is right down here, okay? Cheesecake is sitting right here above it in the oven. The steam will rise up from the water bath and will keep the cheesecake from cracking, okay? Again, my oven is set at 300 degrees, and this is gonna need, in my oven, to cook for at least an hour and 20 minutes. And that, Josh, my brother, is how you do a cheesecake. So after you've got a chance to listen to this and absorb everything, let me know what you think and let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you around. Until I do see you, take care and be safe. Peace.